Hello students, good evening to one and all. Today let us learn about reflection of light at curved surfaces. First, let us learn about reflection. What is meant by reflection? Let us consider a surface. On this surface, let us assume a beam of light is incident on it. Then what is going to happen? A part of light is bounced back into same medium and the remaining part may be absorbed by this surface. We call this phenomenon as reflection of light. Right. If this surface is highly polished, let us consider a plane mirror. Then the whole light, whatever the light is incident, the whole light will be reflected back into same medium. Hence, we call this highly polished surface as plane mirror. Now, let us learn a reflection of light at curved surfaces. What are curved surfaces? Curved surfaces are the part of a sphere. Let us take a sphere. Now, I have taken a part of this sphere. Now, this is part, the sphere is hollow. Now the part of this sphere we call as a curved surface. Now let us learn about spherical mirrors. What are spherical mirrors? What are spherical mirrors? Spherical mirrors are the curved surfaces and there are two types. One is concave mirror and another one is convex mirror. When do we call this curved surface as concave mirror? When the reflecting surface is curved inwards. When the reflecting surface is curved inwards, we call it as concave mirror. When the reflecting surface is curved outwards, we call it as convex mirror. Okay, now let us learn some terms related to concave mirror and convex mirror. The first term is pole. The first term is pole denoted by P. What is pole? The center of these mirrors are called pole. P is nothing but pole. Next term is center of curvature. As already I said, these mirrors are the part of a sphere. The center of the sphere, we call it as the center of curvature. I will show you for convex mirror also. Center of curvature is denoted by capital C. Next, the term is focus. What is focus? Or focus is also called focal point. Focal point is nothing but the midpoint of pole and center of curvature. The midpoint of pole and center of curvature is called focal point. We can call it as focus. Even for convex, we can show in this manner. The next term is principal axis. The line joining the pole, focus and center of curvature, we call it as principal axis. Here also you can see. Right? Next, let us learn how to draw the normal to a curved surface. Next, let us learn how to draw the normal to a curved surface. Already you know that for a plane surface, for example, a light ray is incident on it. Then at the point of incidence, if you draw a normal to this mirror, at the point of incidence, we call this as normal. But not perpendicular lines we can draw for plane surfaces, but for curved surfaces we cannot draw the perpendicular lines. Then how can we draw the normal? Here, to draw the normals, nothing but to draw the normals, how to find the normals for the curved surface, now I am going to tell you. Let us assume a light ray is incident on this concave mirror. Now this is the point of incidence. Now at the point of incidence I want to draw the normal. Then the line joining the point of incidence to the center of curvature, this line, these dotted lines represent the normal. Even I will show for convex mirror also. You assume here a light ray is incident on convex. Here where is the point of incidence? Here is the point of incidence. Now how to draw the normal? From the point of incidence to the center of curvature, if you join a line, then this dotted line represent the normal to this curved surface. Now let us learn the formation of image by the spherical mirrors. Images are two types. The images are two types, real image and virtual image. Now let us learn the difference between real image and virtual image. Real images are caught on the screen. Virtual images cannot be caught on the screen. Real images are always inverted. Virtual images are always erect. And real images are obtained by converging reflected rays. Converging, nothing but the rays are going to meet at a point. Virtual images are obtained by diverging reflected rays. Diverging, nothing but the rays are not going to meet at a point. Okay, now let us see the formation of images by the spherical mirrors. Now first, before drawing the ray diagrams for concave mirrors, to draw the ray diagrams, we must learn the rules for drawing the ray diagrams. Now first let us learn the rules for drawing the ray diagrams for concave mirror. Now let us see the rules. First I am going to draw the concave mirror. Concave mirror. Now what are the rules? First let us see. I am going to draw the principal axis and I am going to point the pole, focus, center of curvature. Now let us see the first rule. The first rule is, when a light ray is incident on this mirror, how the light ray is incident? Parallel to the principal axis. If the ray is incident parallel to the principal axis on the concave mirror, then the reflected ray will pass through the principal axis. This is the first rule we must learn. Now let us see the second rule. If you see the second rule, the incident ray is passing through the focus. The incident ray is passing through the focus. If the incident ray is passing through the focus, then the reflected ray will be parallel to the principal axis. Now these are the two rules. Now let us see the third rule. What is the third rule? If you see the third rule, the incident ray is now passing through the center of curvature. Then the reflected ray will be bounced back in the same direction. Now let us see the fourth rule. What is the fourth rule? In the fourth rule, you can see the incident ray is passing through the principal axis. Here you can see the incident ray is passing through the principal axis. Here also you can see the reflected ray bounce back in the same direction. Here you can observe in these both cases, in third and fourth cases, you can see the reflected rays are bounced back in the same direction. That means the incident ray, the normal and the reflected ray are in the same line. Here also you can see. Right. Now next let us see the last rule. The last rule is, you can see the last rule. If a light ray is incident at the pole, then it will bounce back, but you can observe here the angle between the incident ray and the principal axis and the angle between the reflector and the principal axis are same. Nothing but here the principal axis is acting as normal at the point of incidence. Okay, right. Next, let us know, now let us draw the ray diagrams for concave mirrors in the next class. Thank you. Okay students, in the previous class we have learnt about the rules for drawing the ray diagrams for concave mirror. Today we are going to see the formation of image by concave mirror when an object is placed at different positions. Okay, now let us see. Now you can see here a concave mirror. Already yesterday I have said the terms related to the concave mirror. This is the pole, center of curvature and the focus. Right. Now where we have to place the object? We have to place the object before the reflecting surface. Okay, at what positions we can place the object? We can place the object at 6 different positions. If you observe, if you keep a keen observation here, we can place the object at 6 different positions. What are the 6 different positions? The first position is object at infinity. We can place object at infinity. Infinity nothing but we can place at infinity. Right. Second, we can place beyond C. We can place beyond C. I said the first place is at infinity. Second is beyond C. Where we can place? Beyond C. The third position is on C. The third position is on C. The fourth position is between F and C. Between F and C. And the fifth position is on focus. And the sixth position is between P and F. Have you understood? See, listen, we can place the object at 6 positions. First, at infinity. Second position, beyond C. Third position, on C. Fourth position, between F and C. Fifth position, on focus. And the sixth position, between P and F. Now, let us see the formation of image when we are going to place the object at these 6 different positions. Now, let us see the first position. What is the first position? The first position is infinity. If the object is at infinity, then the rays will come parallel to the principal axis. We should take the rays parallel to the principal axis. Right. If the ray is coming parallel to principal axis, yesterday we have seen the rule. The rule is if any ray coming parallel to principal axis, then it passes through the focus. Here also the ray is coming parallel to principal axis, then after reflection it passes through focus. Now you can see here the reflecting rays are meeting at what position? The position is focus. So therefore, what is the position of the image now? Image is formed at focus. Image is formed at focus. And what type of image here it is formed? Yesterday class I said the rays are meeting, converging at a point. Nothing but the image is real image. The image is real. And you can see the image is point sized. The image is point sized image. Right? Now we have learned when the object is placed at infinity. Now the next position is when the object is placed beyond C. Okay, right. Now let us see the object placed beyond C. Now look at this one. Again I have drawn the concave mirror, principal axis, pole, center of curvature, focus. Now where we have to place the object? Beyond C. Beyond C. Now see, beyond C means after C. After C, how to place the object. Here I am showing the object. In the before case at infinity, I have not shown nothing but the object is at infinity. Now the object is beyond C. Hence I am going to show the object with the help of an arrow mark. Now we should require how many rays? 2 rays are required for drawing the ray diagram. Right. What are the rays I will choose? First ray, already just now we have seen one ray parallel to the principal axis. The ray coming from the object, it is incidenting on the concave mirror parallel to the principal axis. Already just now I said, if any ray coming parallel to principal axis, after reflection it passes through focus. Next, another ray I will tell you, the ray passing through focus. If any ray passing through focus, if it is incident on the concave mirror, then after reflection it will become parallel to principal axis. I said the rule. This is the second rule. In the previous class you have learned. Now both the reflected rays, where they met? Here. Nothing but the rays are coming from the top of the object. So the top of the object image is formed here. Nothing but the image is formed inverted. So nothing but here also the rays are converging. Hence the real image is real. And where the image is formed? Between F and C. So the image is formed between F and C. And the image is real and the image is inverted. Image is inverted image. And if you see the size is object. If you see the size of the image, it is less than the object. Hence I can say the size of the image is diminished. The size of the image is diminished. Right? Right. Now, next, the position of the object is on C. Now let us see the position of the object on C. Right. Now again, I am going to draw the concave mirror. I am going to draw the concave mirror. I am going to draw the principal axis, pole, center of curvature, focus. Now where we have to place the object? On C. Again, I will select the 2 rays. What are the rays? One ray parallel to the principal axis. Then it passes through focus. Another ray passing through focus. Then it will become parallel to principal axis. So both the reflected rays, where they met? At this point. So nothing but the image is formed on C. So therefore image is formed on C and image is real and the image is inverted and you can see the size is same. Nothing but the size is same size as object. Right? Thank you. Okay. Now let us place the object between F and C. Again I will take a concave mirror. Principal axis, pole, center of curvature, focus. Now I should place the object between F and C. I am going to place the object between F and C. Now again I am going to take the ray which is parallel to principal axis coming from the object incidenting on the concave mirror. If any ray coming parallel to principal axis, then it passes through focus. If any ray is passing through focus, then it will become parallel to principal axis. You can see both the reflected rays where they met? Beyond C. You can see here beyond C. The image is formed beyond C. So image where it formed? Image is formed beyond C and image is real image. How can you say it is real? The reflected rays is then converging and they are meeting. Hence I can say it is real image and it is forming on the screen, don't forget it, and the image is inverted. You can see in the diagram itself, object is like this, image is inverted and image is, you can see the size of the image, whether size is bigger or smaller. It is bigger, nothing but we can call it as enlarged. enlarged image, or we can call it as magnified image. Right. Now, next position, the next position of the object is on focus. Okay, next position is on focus. See this? Concave mirror, pole, center of curvature, focus. Now I am going to place the object on focus. On focus I have placed it. Now let us see where image is going to form. Again I will take a parallel ray, then it passes through focus. And another ray I am selecting, that ray is incident at the pole. Then by making same angle, the ray will be reflected. You can see here the reflected rays are parallel. Nothing but they are not going to converge. They are going to somewhere, they will meet at infinity. Nothing but image is formed at infinity. Image is formed at infinity. And image is real image. Image is real, inverted, and the image is formed at infinity. Hence I can say it is highly magnified. Highly magnified. Right? Observe, don't forget, when the object is on focus, the image is formed at infinity. How can you say? The reflected rays are parallel. Hence I can say the image is formed at infinity. Right. Now let us see the last position of the object between P and F. Right. Look at this carefully. Concave mirror, principal axis, pole, center of curvature, focus. Now I am placed the object between P and F. I have selected a ray parallel to principal axis, then it will pass through focus. Another ray incident at the pole, then even this ray also will reflect back by making same angle, such that it treating here principal axis is normal. You can see here these two rays are diverging. Nothing but they appear to be coming from one point. They appear to be coming from one point. Nothing but here what type of image it is formed? The image is virtual. Image is virtual image. And where it formed? Behind the mirror. Image is formed behind the mirror. And image is virtual. And already I said virtual images are always erect. And you can see size of the image is bigger than the object. Hence I can say it is highly enlarged. Okay friends, tomorrow we are going to learn about the ray diagrams for convex mirror. Thank you. Good morning students. In the previous class we have learnt about the formation of image by concave mirror. Today in this class we are going to learn about the formation of image by convex mirror. Before that, we are going to learn the rules for drawing the ray diagrams for convex mirror. Right, you can see the first rule. In the first rule, you can see the convex mirror, the reflecting surface is curved outwards, and in the first rule, you can see a light ray is incident parallel to the principal axis, then it is reflecting back, but you can see here the reflected ray is appear to be coming from focus. Right? This is the first rule. You can see the second rule here. The second rule is the incident ray is appear to be incident appear to be passing through focus. Then the reflected ray is parallel to the principal axis. So this is the second rule. Now let us see the third rule. In the third rule is, you can see here focus, center of curvature and pole, and a light ray is incident on the convex mirror such that it appear to be passing through center of curvature. It is appear to be passing through center of curvature. Then the reflected ray will bounce back in the same direction. Will bounce back in the same direction, right? Now let us see the fourth rule. And the fourth rule, you can see a light ray is incident at the pole, incident at the pole. Then the reflected ray will be in this manner, but here you can see, now here it is incident at the pole. The incident ray makes some angle with the principal axis, and the reflected ray will also make same angle with the principal axis. This is the fourth rule. And finally the fifth rule is, if the incident ray is passing through the principal axis, it will bounce back in the same direction. It will bounce back in the same direction. So these are the 5 rules. Now let us see once again the first rule. In the first rule, the ray is incident parallel to the principal axis, then the reflected ray will be appear to be coming from focus. In the second rule, the incident ray is appear to be passing through focus, then the reflected ray is parallel to the principal axis. Now let us see the third rule once again. The incident ray is appear to be passing through center of curvature, then the reflected ray bounce back in the same direction. See the fourth rule. The fourth rule is the incident ray is incident at the pole, then the reflected ray is bounce back in the same medium, but by making same angle with the principal axis. The fifth rule is the incident ray is passing through the principal axis, then it bounce back in the same direction. Right? Now let us see the rules for, let us draw the ray diagrams for the convex mirror. Right? Okay, now ray diagrams for convex mirror. Look at the convex mirror. Pole, focus, center of curvature. Now, where we have to place the object? Before the reflecting surface. Where is the reflecting surface? This side. So where we can place? We can place here only. We are getting 2 positions. One is at infinity, other is between infinity and the pole. Between infinity and the pole. Right. Let us see if the object is at infinity. Then how the rays will come? Already I said it in the last class that if the object is at infinity, the rays are coming parallel. The rays are coming parallel. Here, the rays are coming parallel to the principal axis. Then, how the rays will be? Just now I said the rule. If any ray is passing parallel to the principal axis, then it will reflect back. Then it will reflect back in such a way that they appear to be coming from focus. So, here the reflected rays are diverging. Hence, I can say the image is virtual. And already I said virtual is always erect and it is highly diminished. Nothing but here the reflected rays are meeting at focus. Nothing but highly diminished. Nothing but point sizing. Nothing but point sizing. And where the image is formed? At virtual focus. Virtual focus. Why I am calling it as virtual focus? The reason is the reflected rays are appeared to be coming from focus. They are actually not met, they are diverging rays. Hence, we call this focus as virtual focus. Now, right, next let us see the second ray diagram. Pole, focus, center of curvature. Now where we should place the object? We should place the object between infinity and the pole. Right. I will show with an arrow mark. Upward arrow mark. This upward arrow mark is nothing but the object. Now once I will select 2 rays. One ray is passing parallel to principal axis. Another ray incident at the pole. Now see the first, if any ray is passing parallel to principal axis, already I said it appeared to be coming from focus. If any ray is incident at the pole by making some angle theta, then the ray will be reflected back by making same angle theta. If I make it extend back, both the reflected rays meet at this point. Nothing but the image is formed here. Nothing but the image is formed between pole and focus. Image is formed between pole and focus. And image is again here the reflected rays are diverging. Hence I can say the image is virtual. Virtual image is always erect. And here you can see size of the object and size of the image. Image is somewhat smaller than the object. Hence I can say it is diminished image. Diminished image. Right? Only these are the ray diagrams for the convex mirror. Right. Good morning, students. Today we are going to solve the problems regarding the spherical mirrors. Before that, let us recall the sign conventions of concave and convex mirrors. Already I said about sign conventions that all the distances must be measured from the pole, and the second rule is if we are measuring the distance opposite to the direction of incident ray, we should take it as negative. If we are measuring the distance in the direction of incident ray, we should take it as positive. Right? Now let us see for concave mirror. For concave mirror, the object position is before the reflecting surface, the incident ray direction, and what about the object distance? Object distance we should measure from the pole to object. We are measuring in opposite direction. We are measuring in opposite direction of the incident ray. Hence, object distance is negative. Right. Next, what about the image distance? If image is real, nothing but if the image is real, again we are measuring from pole to real image. Pole to real. We are measuring in opposite direction. Hence, V is negative for real image. Right? If the image is virtual, we are measuring from pole to image. We are measuring in the same direction of the incident ray. Hence, V is positive for virtual image. And next let us check for focal length. Focal length is the distance between pole and focus. Pole to focus. We are measuring in opposite direction of the incident ray. Hence, F is negative for concave mirror. Now, let us see for convex mirror. In convex mirror, object position and the image position. And don't forget, convex mirror always forms virtual image. And you can see the incident ray direction. Right. Now let us see the object distance. Object whether it is negative or positive. We should measure from pole to object. See, we are measuring from pole to object. We are measuring in opposite direction. Hence, U is negative. Next, let us see for image distance. Pole to image. We are measuring in same direction. Hence, V is positive. Right? Next, it don't form real image. Hence, V is positive. Always V is positive for convex mirror. Right. What about focal length? Pole to focus. Pole to focus. We are measuring in same direction of the incident ray. Hence, F is positive for convex mirror. Okay, now let us solve some problems regarding the spherical mirrors. Now look at this problem. The radius of curvature of a concave mirror is 36 centimeters. Find its focal length. What is the given data? Given. What is given? Radius of curvature given as 36 centimeters. We have to find the focal length. Right. But for concave mirror, radius of focal length is negative. Hence, radius of curvature is also negative. So, what about focal length? What is the formula between radius of curvature and focal length? The formula is radius of curvature equals to 2 into focal length. So, what is focal length? r by 2. That is minus 36 by 2. If you cancel, you will get minus 18 centimeters. Therefore, focal length of concave mirror is minus 18 centimeters. Now let us see the second problem. An object is placed at a distance of 20 centimeters from a convex mirror of focal length 10 centimeters. Find the position and nature of image. What is the given data? First let us write the given data. What is given data? Object distance given as 20 centimeters. Focal length given as 10 centimeters. But for convex mirror, already I said in sign conventions, object distance is always negative, and for convex mirror, focal length is positive. Now I want to find the position and nature of image. Position nothing but image distance, and nature means I have to tell whether it is virtual or real, inverted, and what is the size of the image. Okay, to find the nature, I must find the magnification. Nothing but M I want to find. Right. To find V, I must use the formula, mirror formula. I said already. 1 by F equals to 1 by U plus 1 by V. Right. From this, I want to find V. Let us substitute the values in this formula. What is the focal length? 10 centimeters. That is 1 by 10 equals to 1 by U minus 20 plus 1 by V. Now, you send 1 by 10 minus 1 by 20 plus 1 by V. Sending this value, it will become plus 1 by 20 plus 1 by 10 equals to 1 by V. If you take the LCM, it is 20, 21 are 20, 10 2s are 20, that is 1 by V. And what you are getting now? That is 3 by 20, that is equals to 1 by V. If you reverse it, you will get V equals to 20 by 3 centimeters. So I got the position of the image. Now let us find the magnification. Magnification formula minus V by U. That is minus 20 by 3 by U minus 20. Minus minus cancel, 20 cancel, and it is 1 by 3. And here you are getting M value is less than 1. Right, nothing but, and here you are getting V positive. You are getting V positive, telling that it is virtual image. Virtual is always erect, and M value is less than 1, hence it is diminishing. Right? So, from this problem we can tell that convex mirror always forms virtual, erect, and diminished image. Now let us solve a problem regarding concave mirror. Look at the question. Find the size, nature, and position of the image formed when an object of size 1 centimeter is placed at a distance of 15 centimeters from concave mirror of focal length 10 centimeters. Now let us see the given data. What is given? The given is object size given, nothing but height of the object given 1 centimeter. Object distance given as 15 centimeters, and focal length given, it is at 10 centimeters. Now this problem is regarding concave mirror. So U is always negative. For concave mirror, focal length is negative. Now I want to find the size. Size nothing but, size means height of the image I want to find. Position nothing but V I want to find. To find the nature, I want to find the M value. So in this problem we have to find three things. That is height of the image, position of the object, magnification. Okay, let us solve the problem by using the mirror formula. 1 by f equals to 1 by u plus 1 by v. Let us substitute the values. 1 by minus 10, 1 by minus 15 plus 1 by v. Minus 1 by 10, minus 1 by 15 plus 1 by v. You send this value this side, it will become plus 1 by 15 minus 1 by 10, 1 by v. If I take LCM for 15 and 10, LCM is 30, 15 2s are 30, 10 3s are 30, 1 by v. 2 minus 3 minus 1 by 30, 1 by v. If I reverse, you will get v equals to minus 30 centimeters. Here this minus sign indicates the image is real. Real is always inverted. Right. Next, let us find height of the image. Height of the image, how to find? Just you know the magnification formula. M equals to hi by ho. And another formula minus v by u. Right. Now I will use this formula. Right. hi by ho. Height of the object given as 1 centimeter. V value I got minus 30 and u value is minus 15. Minus minus cancel. 15 ones are 15 2s are 30. Hi by 1, nothing but hi. You are getting minus 2 centimeters. So you can see height of the object 1 centimeter, height of the image 2 centimeters. Nothing but the image is magnified. So therefore I can write that image is real, inverted and magnified. Why magnified? Here hi is greater than ho. Nothing but here it is magnified. Right.